But Mr. Gurumurthy, in light of what you've just said, and you've given us a brief historical perspective, in light of that, how do you see many of these opposition parties, specifically the Congress party's decision not to go for the Prana Pratishtha ceremony? Does it hold up in your book, in terms of what has happened in the past?
See, the Congress was always wobbly and shifty. For example, 1989, when they permitted the Shilanyas, the most powerful government since independence was Rajiv Gandhi's government. He permitted the Shilanyas, but he also did not allow the further proceedings in Janbhoomi. But he started the 1989 election campaign from Ayodhya, saying that he will work for Ramarajya. From then onwards, when the Congress began declining, its capacity to take a decision on Janbhoomi also declined. With Mulayam Singh getting elected in UP and at the center Rajiv Gandhi getting defeated, the whole scene shifted to not only what is seen as a Muslim-centric politics, but it is also to characterize Muslims as opposing Janbhoomi. In fact, the Muslims did not even know that it was a masjid. They were told it is a masjid. The Hindus are targeting your masjid. And so an opinion was being created by sustained efforts by pseudo-secular forces, in which the left historians played a tremendous role. Indeed. And K.K. Muhammad, who was part of the archaeological team which investigated in 1976 the structure, he said the Muslims are willing to hand over the structure in 1990, the place. But it is the left historians who prevented them, saying there is no evidence of Rama being born. Why are you handing over on a false claim? So you can understand politics was being played acutely. And the Muslims were being told that this is a movement against you. They may not even have an idea that what is Babri Masjid. If you go and ask in Ayodhya, the Mutawali in 1949 of the structure wrote and gave it that we don't want it, because they didn't even know how to maintain it. So this whole idea of the Ram temple being a project against the Muslims is being sustained now, and because they can't oppose it today. The Supreme Court has given a unanimous judgment, and it has been proved by the judiciary that the temple was demolished and a masjid was built. Now they have to find other reasons. No, Shankaracharyas are not supporting it. No, it is Modi-centric function. I mean, understand that the temple is the longing of the Hindus who have nothing to do with politics. In fact, you converted them into a political force. They would never have thought of, for example, Gandhiji, when he began reciting Ram Naam, he said, many people said the Muslims won't accept. Gandhiji said, I am laughing. That you are saying Muslims won't. That the Muslims won't accept it is to make them say, we won't accept it. This is the kind of politics which evolved even in Gandhi's time. And that is being sustained. It's very unfortunate.
Mr. Gurumurthy, like
even if you don't like, you must say, yes, we are.
I understand what you're saying, so I have a follow-up question to that, because I know you don't like to get into the political aspects of it, but I'm still going to ask you, because the Prana Pratishtha is being painted as a Modi-centric event. It's being done for politics, as an election year, etc. Strictly from that political prism, sir, do you think that the opposition parties, have made a mistake by boycotting this ceremony, or was it just cold politics? Or do you think it's, whatever be the decision, it was an error, since this was supposed to be a ceremony that projected some kind of unity, and it wasn't really about just politicians?
So I will answer it in three ways. One, the Prana Pratishtha follows the Shilanyas ceremony, where Modi sat and took the sankalpa. At that time, no one objected. Because this entire movement was a mix of state, constitution, politics and culture. Otherwise, Narasimha Rao government would not have passed the law to acquire the Ram Janbhoomi to be given to that side which establishes its rights over it. This was the law passed in 1993.
Yes.
This law was passed in 1990 also. In fact, I was the author of that law along with Arun Jaitley, where we said that you acquire that place and then you hand it over to whosoever proves the place belongs to them. This principle was accepted by VP Singh. It was accepted by Narasimha Rao, that is the Congress.
Yes.
And the same principle was followed throughout the hearings in Allahabad, in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court already said you hand it over to the Hindus because they had established that there was a temple beneath the mosque. So there was a mix of legislation, constitution, politics, culture, faith. And how do you say now you have got to sear through all this and say that this is purely religious? It is not religious. It is, the state has had a very definite role in this, and the Prime Minister represents the state as Prime Minister, and he also represents the movement which brought about this change. So he has moral authority, legal authority to be the hegemon. And I don't think any other person has that authority. It is a political movement mixed with religion, culture, constitution.